Today, I'm diving deep into the escalating tensions between Iran and Israel to see if we can figure out if this could really lead to World War III. The Middle East has long been a powder keg of tension, and the animosity between Iran and Israel has been a major factor in this. From the Iranian Revolution in 1979 to the present day, the two nations have been locked in a cycle of hostility, with periods of relative calm punctuated by outbreaks of violence. Recent clashes between Iran and Israel have been particularly worrying, with both sides engaging in tit-for-tat attacks that have raised the spectre of a wider conflict. The stakes are high, with the entire region holding its breath as the two nations circle each other, their fingers on the triggers of their respective militaries. The question is, could these clashes really be the spark that sets off World War III? The implications of this conflict are far-reaching, with the potential to draw in other major powers and set off a chain reaction of violence that could engulf the entire world. If Iran and Israel do go to war, it's likely that other nations will be quickly drawn in, either in support of one side or the other, or in attempts to prevent the conflict from spreading. The United States, in particular, has a long history of involvement in the region, and it's likely that they would be drawn in sooner rather than later. In recent months, tensions between Iran and Israel have been escalating rapidly, with both sides engaging in a series of provocative actions that have raised the stakes to alarming levels. The Iranian military has been building up its presence in Syria, while Israel has been conducting airstrikes against Iranian targets in the country. Meanwhile, the Iranian-backed Hezbollah militia has been making noises about attacking Israel, prompting the Israeli military to go on high alert. It's a dangerous game of brinksmanship, and one that could easily get out of control. At the heart of this standoff is the issue of Iran's nuclear program, which Israel sees as an existential threat. The Iranians, on the other hand, view the program as a vital part of their national security and are determined to pursue it despite international pressure. It's a classic case of mutually assured destruction, with both sides digging in their heels and refusing to back down. The result is a stalemate that could erupt into violence at any moment. Key events have also played a significant role in escalating tensions between Iran and Israel. The US withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal, for example, has emboldened hardliners in Tehran, who see the move as a declaration of war. Meanwhile, the Israeli election has brought a new hardline government to power, one that is determined to take a tougher line with Iran. The result is a toxic mix of nationalist sentiment and military posturing that could easily tip over into conflict. In recent days, there have been signs that the situation is reaching a critical point. The Iranian military has been conducting large-scale exercises, while the Israeli Air Force has been carrying out mock raids on Iranian targets. It's a war of nerves, with both sides trying to intimidate the other into backing down. But with neither side willing to give in, the risk of miscalculation is growing by the day. According to experts, the most critical moment in the current situation is the possibility of a miscalculation by either side, leading to a full-blown conflict. This could be triggered by a number of factors, including a misinterpreted military move or a rogue operation by one of the many proxy forces operating in the region. Whatever the trigger, the consequences would be catastrophic, with the potential to draw in other major powers and set off a chain reaction of violence that could engulf the entire world. The potential consequences of the Iran-Israel clashes are too terrible to contemplate. If they do lead to World War III, the results would be catastrophic, with millions of lives lost and entire cities reduced to rubble. The global economy would be thrown into chaos, and the international order would be turned upside down. It's a prospect that should focus the minds of policymakers and citizens alike, and prompt us all to demand that our leaders do everything in their power to prevent this catastrophe from occurring. So what do you guys think? Could the clashes between Iran and Israel really lead to World War III? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about global conflicts, be sure to check out our video on the simmering tensions between China and the United States.